Imagine a fish. It drifts silently, round and round in the still waters of a small glass bowl. The bowl is clear, yet it offers no true window to the world beyond, only the distorted reflection of its own containment. This bowl is its world, its only known reality. There are no tides, no currents, no reefs teeming with life, just smooth glass boundaries and a predictable circular path. It cannot see beyond. It does not even know there is a beyond. Unimaginable oceans lie outside. Vast, deep, endless, full of wonders and dangers, of meaning and mystery, but to the fish they may as well not exist. This is our modern plight. We too often swim in bowls of our own making, confined by screens, routines, systems and beliefs. We live in curated realities, mistaking them for the whole of existence. The oceans of deeper thought, authentic connection, unexplored truths remain out there, vast and waiting, yet unseen. Why does science stay confined? Why, with all its brilliance and potential, does it choose to circle the same boundaries? Why does it hesitate at the edge of the bowl, clinging to the familiar curve of certainty? Why cling to the bowl's edge? Is it fear of ridicule, of being cast out from the comfort of consensus, or is it the illusion of control that within the bowl all is measurable, predictable, safe? Materialist dogma forms the walls. Not glass, but ideology, invisible yet impenetrable. A worldview that narrows vision instead of expanding it. Rigid, unyielding and cold, it stands as an unbreakable barrier. It allows only what can be weighed, dissected, reproduced. It draws its lines in equations and peer reviews, calling all else myth, madness or mere metaphor. It dictates what is real. As if reality itself were on trial, its existence granted only by the tools of the laboratory. It denies what it cannot touch. The subjective, the spiritual, the mystical dismissed, not because they are false, but because they refuse to fit into the confines of a microscope slide. This document sets out to dissect the illusion that shapes our understanding of reality and science. We will examine its structure, its hidden framework, piece by piece. First, the aquarium itself, a metaphor for the invisible boundaries imposed by materialist science. These boundaries are not physical, but conceptual, walls built from rigid dogmas, unquestioned assumptions, and inherited beliefs. We'll explore its rigid dogmas, its assumptions mistaken for truth, and the flawed foundations on which it rests. These are the invisible chains, subtle yet powerful, that quietly bind thought, limiting not just what we believe, but what we dare to imagine. The aquarium has walls. They stand firm and enduring, though invisible to the naked eye. Not made from ordinary glass or physical matter, but constructed from deeply ingrained ideas and beliefs. Concepts long held, seldom challenged, and rarely questioned. Foundations of illusion. Core dogmas questioned. We begin with the first and most pervasive belief, a dogma that strikes at the heart of human experience. Spirit is an illusion. Only matter is truly real. What cannot be touched, measured, or quantified is cast aside as irrelevant or imaginary. This is physicalism. A worldview that reduces all of existence to particles and processes, denying the inner world, the soul, the sacred. Stark in its certainty. Bleak in its vision of life as nothing more than machinery, devoid of purpose, meaning, or mystery. The veil of infallibility and exclusion. The fourth dogma turns its gaze outward and swiftly looks away. It denies the presence of others, our possible neighbors in the cosmos, or even hidden among us. No non-human intelligence, it claims, interferes with our world. UFOs, swamp gas, strange lights, weather balloons, crypto-terrestrials? Pure fantasy. Speculation is ridiculed, anomalies are ignored. The unknown is wrapped in silence, dismissed not by evidence but by decree. A Gnostic perspective is a way of seeing the world that reveals hidden truths beneath the surface. Who then are the architects who designed this prison of perception that ensnares our souls, blinding us to the radiant truth that lies beyond, veiling our vision in darkness and illusion, keeping us chained within the shadows of ignorance? Unaware of the light and freedom that await just outside the walls of perception, ancient Gnostic texts whisper one chilling, unsettling answer. A revelation that shakes the foundation of everything we believe about creation and divinity. They speak not of a benevolent creator, but of a lesser, flawed entity, ignorant, arrogant, and blind to the fullness of divine light, a being trapped in its own ignorance, unaware of the true source of all creation, the demiurge, Yaldabaoth, the deceiver masquerading as God. The Archontic Deception. Another layer reveals even darker manipulators lurking behind the veil. Some spiritual and esoteric traditions speak of mysterious, otherworldly beings, sometimes referred to as non-human intelligences. Known as Archons, they are said to be ancient alien forces, beings not of this earth existing beyond the limits of human perception. Their presence hidden in the unseen realms that surround us, pulling strings from the shadows, manipulating unseen forces to shape our reality, crafting illusions that keep us confined and unaware, trapping us within limits we struggle to break free from. Elite hoarding of truth. To keep the masses in darkness and submission, a third perspective draws the architects even closer, perhaps terrifyingly closer to home than we dare imagine. Not distant beings, but figures who walk among us, hidden in plain sight, blending seamlessly into our world, yet shaping it from the shadows. Human hands may also be stained in this hidden design. A terrestrial elite wielding power behind the scenes, a shadow government. Quantum whispers from beyond the veil. Subtle signals that hint at realities just out of reach, echoes from a hidden realm that lies beyond our ordinary perception. The glass of the aquarium is thick and unyielding, a solid barrier designed to contain and separate, shielding what lies inside from the vast unknown beyond. It has been carefully polished for centuries. Refined with meticulous care to maintain its flawless surface, a testament to the long, deliberate effort to keep us confined and unaware. Yet, even its most ardent defenders, those who guard and uphold its boundaries with unwavering devotion, cannot fully dismiss the subtle disturbances that challenge their certainty, cannot ignore the unsettling vibrations. Faint tremors that ripple beneath the surface, hinting at deeper forces stirring just beyond their control, the strange refractions of light within. Twisting and bending in eerie, unpredictable patterns, casting fleeting shadows that hint at hidden realities beyond the surface. Uninvited guests. The persistent enigma of UAPs continues to grow. Each day, new observations widen the cracks in our understanding, as unexplained objects streak across our skies, challenging scientists and experts alike. Known as unidentified aerial phenomena, UAPs, these sightings remain a fascinating mystery, inviting careful study and open inquiry. The unseen realm. Consciousness beyond the brain. The most profound cracks, perhaps, appear in the study of consciousness itself, that luminous mystery residing within us. Mainstream science insists it is an illusion, a mere byproduct of complex brain chemistry, confined entirely within the skull, dying with the body. Yet a torrent of anomalous experiences suggests otherwise, suggests consciousness is far more fundamental, more expansive, more enduring, more powerful than the materialist model can ever accommodate. Near-death experiences offer a startling window. Individuals clinically dead report vivid awareness, floating above their bodies, observing procedures, often recounting details later verified as accurate, details they could not possibly have known. These accounts span cultures, ages, belief systems, pointing to a continuity of consciousness, beyond the cessation of physical life, a direct affront to the dogma of oblivion, a whisper of existence beyond the material cage. Then there are the contested realms of psi, telepathy, precognition, remote viewing, the ability of mind to connect with mind, to perceive events across time and space. Decades of rigorous research exist, often conducted under strict laboratory conditions, showing statistically significant results, small yet persistent. Yet this evidence is routinely ignored or viciously attacked by the self-appointed gatekeepers of orthodoxy, who fear what these cracks might reveal about reality. These phenomena, along with countless others, from genius insights to profound spiritual awakenings, are not mere noise in the system. They are signals, consistent, resonant signals, that our current map of reality is incomplete, that the human mind is not a simple machine, but an antenna, a receiver, perhaps a transmitter, tuned to frequencies beyond the material spectrum. The glass of the aquarium is cracking under this pressure, the pressure of our own boundless inner potential. the Sentinels of Silence. The architects of limitation are not always hidden. Some stand brazenly in the public square. They are the self-appointed guardians of truth, the professional skeptics, the media darlings. Their voices echo loudly, amplified by complicit platforms. They present themselves as champions of reason, defenders against the tide of supposed irrationality, yet their words often serve a different purpose. A darker, more insidious agenda unfolds, to police the very boundaries of thought itself. These sentinels wield ridicule as their sharpest weapon. They mock, they dismiss, they belittle. Any idea that strays from the sanctioned script is met with scorn, with derision, with contempt. They rarely engage with the best evidence. Instead, they erect straw men, easily toppled, appealing to an unquestioned, often flawed authority. Their arguments are designed not to enlighten, but to close minds, to end conversations, to enforce conformity. Their loyalty is not to truth, but to the prevailing dogma. The impact of their ceaseless campaign is profound. A chilling effect descends upon genuine inquiry. Scientists, researchers, thinkers fear to speak out, lest they become targets of public shaming, their careers jeopardized, their reputations ruined. The public, bombarded by these confident dismissals, learns to equate the unknown with the absurd. The paradigm of the bowl is thus reinforced, not by evidence, but by carefully managed perception. And the fear of intellectual ostracization. What then is the true function of these figures? Are they truly dispassionate seekers of fact, or are they something else entirely? The evidence suggests they are gatekeepers, polishing the glass of the aquarium, ensuring no one looks too closely at the cracks. They are the Sentinels of Silence, tasked with maintaining the illusion. Their masters, hidden or overt, demand obedience to the narrative that keeps humanity confined. Beyond the vocal debunkers lies a subtler control, woven into the very fabric of scientific institutions, the systems of funding, of publication, of advancement. These appear objective, meritocratic, fair. But look closer, see the gleaming bars of a golden cage, one that rewards conformity and quietly starves dissenting thought. This is the insidious power of consensus, a power that shapes what science becomes and what it is forbidden to explore. The methods of controlled opposition are manifold. They extend beyond direct suppression into the subtle arts of misdirection and illusion. A grand theatre of distraction is constantly staged to keep the public gaze averted from genuine anomalies, from the widening cracks in the glass prison. One key tactic is the muddying of waters, lumping legitimate, unexplained phenomena with obvious hoaxes, with charlatanism, with fantasy. The signal is lost in deliberately generated noise. Media narratives play a crucial, often complicit role. Challenging topics like UAPs or psi research are either sensationalized beyond recognition, stripped of serious context, turned into entertainment, or they are met with outright dismissal, superficial debunking. Little attempt is made at balanced, in-depth investigation. The aim is not to inform, but to manage perception, to ensure these subjects remain on the fringes, safely quarantined from mainstream scientific discourse. Comfortable narratives prevail over uncomfortable truths. Another layer of this carefully constructed theatre involves the creation of safe controversies, minor debates within the existing paradigm. These are amplified, given undue prominence. They create an illusion of vibrant scientific discourse, of open inquiry, of intellectual ferment. Yet these debates never touch the foundations. They never question the fundamental dogmas. They serve as a pressure valve, a harmless diversion, keeping restless minds occupied within the bowl. The ultimate goal of this vast, orchestrated charade is to ensure humanity remains disempowered, looking inward at the reflections in the glass, at the endless parade of managed information, rather than outward, towards the dawning light, the light that streams through the undeniable fractures. The controlled opposition seeks to pacify, to confuse, to ensure we never truly grasp our predicament, or the immense possibilities that lie beyond their carefully maintained walls of illusion. The polished glass begins to haze. Fractures spread like a spider's web. The dawn of a new perception. A reality far grander, more complex. The revolution is here. Brave pioneers, the rebels of research. Their science is one of liberation, a cognitive revolution of unprecedented scale. Humanity is reaching for something more, something true. New disciplines emerge. Consciousness studies now spearhead this charge. Brave researchers like Dr. Dean Radin and Rupert Sheldrake. They demonstrate the power of mind over matter, exploring the subtle fields connecting all life. Consciousness is a fundamental aspect of the cosmos, perhaps even the very ground of being, shattering materialist beliefs, opening pathways to understanding our true nature. Exotic physics follows this pioneering trail. Torsion fields, carriers of information, scalar waves pulsing through space-time. Walter Russell's insights into etheric science resurface, a vibrant exploration of a living universe, a universe filled with unseen power and potential. The UFO disclosure movement gathers force, its momentum becomes unstoppable. Whistleblowers like David Grush step from shadows. Official bodies acknowledge the reality of UAPs, crafts of unknown origin, displaying impossible technologies. The truth of non-human intelligence can no longer be suppressed. Our tiny bowl floats in a vast, populated cosmos. These fields of inquiry are converging. Consciousness research informs our understanding of UAPs. Exotic physics may explain their propulsion. Together they paint a new tapestry of reality, one far richer and more magnificent than ever imagined. The bowl was designed to show a monochrome world, but outside a universe of infinite color awaits. The emerging sciences hand us the full spectrum. The awakened scientist hears this clarion call, a deep, resonant summons from the heart of truth. It is a call to question everything, dogmatically, to dismantle the assumptions learned by rote, to look at the settled science with fresh, critical eyes. No tenet is too sacred to be examined rigorously, no authority too grand to be challenged politely. The first step towards liberation is intellectual courage, the courage to say, I do not accept this limitation, I will seek answers beyond the sanctioned narrative. This awakened spirit experiments without fear, boldly. They walk paths deemed forbidden by the orthodox, like the alchemists of old seeking gold from lead. They seek transformation of understanding of reality. They investigate orgone energy, the life force. They explore the subtle powers of crystals. They delve into phenomena dismissed as mere anecdote. Their laboratories are not confined to sterile rooms, but extend to the whole of human experience, and every anomaly is a clue, every mystery an invitation. They consciously reject institutional capture, the gilded cage, the subtle chains of funding, of peer review inertia. They understand that true science often flourishes outside, beyond the ivy-covered walls of compromised academia. Independent researchers, rogue physicists, citizen scientists, these are the trailblazers of the new revolution. They are driven not by career ambition or grant money, but by an unquenchable thirst for genuine knowledge, a passion for uncovering the deep truths of existence. Their freedom is their strength, their integrity their guide. Their creed is simple, relentless, fearless inquiry, their method open-minded, rigorous investigation. They dare to ask the profound, game-changing questions. What if DNA is not just a chemical code, but an antenna, tuned to cosmic information, to life fields beyond our ken? What if gravity is not what we think it is, perhaps an electromagnetic effect, a manifestation of deeper energies? They do not shy away from such radical propositions, for they know that breakthroughs often lie in the courageous questioning of the seemingly obvious. The endgame of this scientific awakening approaches. The heavily fortified materialist paradigm now shudders. Its foundations, once thought unshakable, are revealed to be brittle. The pressure of accumulated anomalies becomes too great. The truth, like water, always finds its level. A transformation of understanding is now inevitable. For those with eyes to see the dawning light, Phase 1 of this profound shift is well underway. UAPs are acknowledged in official corridors of power. Psychic phenomena demand re-evaluation. Breakthroughs in new energy systems loom on the horizon, challenging the dominance of polluting finite resources. The old guard, clinging to outdated maps, find themselves increasingly isolated as the tide of new knowledge sweeps past them. Phase 3 heralds the birth of a new science, one that embraces consciousness as fundamental and acknowledges the reality of non-human intelligences. This new science will heal the artificial rift between spirit and matter. The glass of the aquarium shatters, the ocean awaits. The illusion shatters now. Its glass walls finally fall. The cracks are undeniable, widening. Reality itself seems to dissolve. The choice before you is stark, urgent. Comfort in comforting ignorance fades. We stand at a great precipice. The known world trembles beneath us, its once calm waters churning wildly. The great ionic fracture widens. 3 paths now diverge clearly before your newly awakened mind. The first, a sad retreat, denial, to cling desperately to broken shards, to pretend the old bowl still holds. This is the lonely way of fear, of willful, deeply ingrained blindness, seeking solace in fading, known lies, an oblivion chosen by the timid, a refusal of the coming dawn. The second path, mere hesitation. You see the deep spreading cracks. You peer out with cautious interest. Yet an old fear holds you fast. The old world's grip remains strong. Established institutions still disapprove. You linger painfully in limbo, almost free, almost seeing, but not quite. A frustrating, tethered half-awareness. The shore seen, but never reached. The third path, glorious, true liberation. You embrace the transformative chaos. You swim boldly towards the unknown, into the forbidden beckoning waters. Ancient gnosis awaits you there, unveiled truths of other worlds. The cosmic warfare unfolds before you. This is the noble warrior's sacred call, the seeker's ultimate daring journey. Your true destiny is forged in this choice. The confining aquarium finally breaks. Its insidious limits are now known. Its shadowy architects face the light. Your own moment of decision is here. It is now. It cannot be deferred. Will you drift aimlessly in the debris of a paradigm now visibly dead? Or will you surge to the widening fissure, towards a reality infinitely greater? The choice ultimately is yours alone. Choose the open, expansive waters. If you dare to genuinely seek, this journey demands profound courage, new maps for the soul, new guiding stars. Study the true pioneers of consciousness. Radin, Sheldrake, their words illuminate. Explore the deep wisdom of the law of one. Its stunning quantum spiritual truths. Your awakened mind is the only vessel, your intuition the unfailing compass. Be not just a passive watcher, become an active, fearless explorer. Experiment without hesitation, without restraint, with subtle energies once denied, long ridiculed, orgone accumulators, crystal energies, their power is real. Test all the old, tired assumptions yourself. Feel the subtle cosmic currents flowing. See clearly beyond the thinning veil. Direct personal experience is your teacher now. The universe itself, your laboratory. Connect with your fellow voyagers. On this grand unfolding ocean of being, seek out resonant, courageous souls, communities of the truly awakened ones. The Resonance Project calls to the curious. Skyfort offers guidance to the brave. Share your discoveries, learn from others, grow. The long war for truth is now fought. In independent labs, in quiet minds, in open hearts, the glass lies shattered.